Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
It's more than just, it's just a joke, you know. He's actually conveying a message, whether he believes that or not.
Protesters are expected outside the Fargo Theater next week surrounding a controversial comedian. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Andrea has the evening off. Stand-up comedian Ralphie May is making quite a name for himself these days. His show in Bemidji, Minnesota was canceled after comments he made about Native Americans. Tonight, many are upset about a show he has slated Tuesday here in Fargo. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson shows us how many in the community hope all the commotion sparks a conversation.
Despite ongoing debate, Ralphie May is set to tell his jokes before a Fargo-Moorhead audience.
Alcohol does not discriminate.
One of his jokes put online is no laughing matter for these two mothers along with the Fargo Native American Commission.
One of the things that often is said to us as American Indian people is, well, get over it. You know, get over what happened historically. But the thing is we have to deal with those policies of 100 years ago. And Ralphie May's, what he's saying is actually the attitudes of 100 years ago.
We just want to do our best to raise awareness in a good, peaceful manner, and also maybe hopefully inspire others to take action, to speak up for their neighbor when they see things that are inappropriate.
The two created a Facebook group inviting people to join their protest. They also want to meet with May to talk. In a tweet aimed at damage control, May said he's looking forward to meeting the commission. He also apologized on YouTube, saying the joke is years old and it was taken out of context.
I don't agree with what was said, but I agree with awareness being raised. I think that's a great thing. What's the lesson that we can learn from this? You know, we can all discuss it and maybe something new, a new, I guess, perspective comes about.
There's a multitude of issues surrounding the words that were used.
As far as these two women are concerned, words matter, and the joke takes a step backward. What they hope for is that the community moves forward. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
For Ralphie May, the Bemidji performance was supposed to be this weekend. He's off until Tuesday's show here in Fargo. We tried contacting him and didn't get a response. A local recovery coach says the shortage of treatment facilities in our area shouldn't deter those seeking help with their addiction. Carrie Leno helps addicts, but is also a recovering addict. She says it's tough for addicts to be turned away from facilities, but they should know that there are other facilities out there. And there are ways to get into those facilities with the right help.
There's places in Crookston, there's places in the cities, there's places, Rochester, I mean, there's places everywhere. And so if these ones are full, then let's just broaden the area and let's see what else we can find. So there's always a solution. It's just sometimes those solutions take a little bit longer.
Information for places that can help you or someone you know that's struggling with addiction can be found in this story on our website at valleynewslive.com. A Minnesota Senate committee approved sweeping changes to state drug laws today, and some of those changes would lower the penalties for drug possession to keep thousands of people out of prison. Almost half of Minnesota's prison population is made up of nonviolent offenders, many of them addicted drug users, repeat offenders convicted for small amounts. The bill increases the drug amount needed to be charged with a felony. It also eliminates mandatory minimum sentences for some prior convictions.
Raising the drug thresholds only helps to increase the amount of drugs on the streets and in yours and my communities across the great state of Minnesota.
The bill is running into stiff opposition in the Minnesota House, so its future is uncertain. It's been about 10 years since the city of Fargo last had a code enforcement task force. It's a proactive group that deals with problem properties in the area. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons tells us why one neighborhood is glad it's making a comeback.
For those living in the Horace Mann community, they say there's something special about it.
It's still a nice family-oriented neighborhood, and that's why we love it here.
Some of the blocks have cluttered properties full of what some would call junk, which can outweigh the area's beauty.
There's always, properties that need attention, and We do have quite a few rental properties that could probably use some love.
It's those problem properties that the Code Enforcement Task Force planned to take care of.
They could be ownership problems, you know. There's junk cars that might be in properties, weeds, that sort of thing.
The task force will require help from more than just the city.
So we get folks from, you know, the health department, planning department, inspections, fire, police, and they'll come together and address some of those issues.
The city hopes to be able to form a citizens group to help the task force go over the community complaints and recommendations with one goal at hand.
Fix up whatever the problems are so that neighborhoods can be better and safer and healthier places to live.
Those living in the Horseman community say that homes don't have to be perfect, but at least be upkept.
Anybody we can work with to help better the neighborhood, we're happy to do that.
In Horseman, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
The Code Enforcement Task Force will be discussed at the Fargo City Commission meeting on Monday. Several downtown businesses had a mess to clean up this morning. It started with a kitchen fire in an upstairs apartment. The sprinkler system was triggered and water drained to the businesses below the apartment. As we found out, it was really quite a mess. Eyes on Broadway, O'Day Cachet, Proper and Prim, and Chantilly all had water damage. Investigators are still trying to determine a dollar amount for that damage. An iconic American symbol mutilated in Minnesota has authorities searching for answers. A bald eagle was found just south of Albert Lea in a plastic bag, breasted out with its talons and a portion of one leg missing. A reward of up to $2,500 is being offered for information. If you know anything about this incident, you're asked to contact the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service Office of Law Enforcement or in the Turn-In Poachers line. Killing or possessing a bald eagle could lead to a year in jail and a $100,000 fine. A North Dakota state representative from Minot has pleaded guilty after crashing his vehicle into a parked car in December. He also blew more than double the legal limit on a breathalyzer test. 69-year-old Roger L. Brabant will serve 2 years of unsupervised probation for striking the parked vehicle, and a judge ordered him to serve community service in lieu of jail time for the DUI charges. Brabant has represented District 5 in the North Dakota legislature since 2011.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Well, even as we begin baseball season, we have more hockey-like weather out there.
Isn't that the truth?
Well, we still have a team to root for, and that's kind of fun.
Exactly.
All right. Well, weather-wise, we're still going to feel some hockey in the air outside as we head to bed tonight. Temperatures are slipping down there. 24 degrees is your current reading at Hector. It feels like 16, but notice the wind speeds. Boy, have they tapered off. 7 miles per hour, still from a northerly direction. We'll see a switcheroo of the wind direction as we go through the overnight. Dew points are in the single digits. That means very dry air. Dry air that's calm and under clear skies cools fairly rapidly. Here is a look in Grand Forks. Real quiet night now that the wind has settled down to under 10 miles per hour. It is also from the north. 18, your temperature feels like 11 out there. Those feels like temperatures are down to the single digits in places like Bemidji, Badette, 13, Thief River Falls, and in Devil's Lake. Down in Lakes Country, we have 16 for a feels like temperature this hour in Fergus Falls. Most of the clouds and the snow showers wrapping up, and look at the clear skies spread from central North Dakota all the way through Minnesota now. But it's not going to last very long as we see the clouds building off to the west. Storm system moving off into the southern Great Lakes region toward the northeast United States. Most of it switching over to snow now, even for places as far south as Cincinnati and the Carolinas. For us, here's a look at that jet stream. A huge ridge of high pressure here, a nice bubble of warm air, and we are stuck on the cool side of the jet stream right now. This is going to be shifting as we go through the next few days, but it will take a bit of time for us. Here is a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. As we head to bed tonight, those clouds we saw on the satellite out to the west will park themselves over eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. But they'll actually bring some warmer temperatures. So even though we'll be slipping briefly into the teens, we'll see temperatures in the mid and upper 20s in the eastern third of North Dakota to start our weekend. Wind chills, well, they'll still be down in the single digits across portions of central Minnesota. For Bemidji and Badette, your temperatures will be in the teens. Now, anywhere we see these clouds, specifically over the Red River Valley, there'll be a slight chance of a flake or two of snow as we go through the morning hours. Notice that by noon, this is moving off into the Roseau County area, all the way into Beltrami County and northern parts of Hubbard County. Temperatures out to the west start to rise. But I caution you, it will be warmer, but windy air returns to the valleys. We'll see gusts to around 30 or 35 miles per hour throughout the day from the south this time. And those south winds really start to warm things up. Look at Bismarck, look at Dickinson, 60 to 70 degrees out there. We will not be anywhere near that warm. The warmest locations will be in our western and southern counties, where we'll see some 50s out there. 40s for your afternoon temperatures in the valley, and a few 30s off to the east, but it does look like our snow showers will exit. Heading into the evening, a little cool front starts to encroach onto the area from the north. The wind is going to do another switcheroo, and we're back into the hockey weather, as it were. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. Fargo seeing temperatures rising out of the 20s, cloudy skies. Isolated flurries are possible, but not so much likely down here in our southern counties. Temperatures in the mid-40s for the afternoon with gusty winds. We'll see 56 in Jamestown and a few near 40-degree temperatures in northwest Minnesota. There's the cold front. It's not really that cold, but it will certainly feel cooler with those breezy north winds again to close out your weekend. All in all, we'll give it a for this weekend. Now, Monday and Tuesday, we start to see improvement after a chilly start to the week. We'll be near 50 on Tuesday with not much wind. Pretty nice. It gets breezy Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but we get rewarded for all that hairspray we're going to be using. Mike, Thursday, 69.6 degrees out there. We might round that up to 70 as we go through the weekend. We'll keep you up to date on that as we go through the weekend.
And I've done some calculations, too. We're going to break 70 on that day. That's what my calculations
Okay.
are.
Well, I might have forgotten to carry a 1 there somewhere.
Okay. All right. Our live coverage from Tampa, Florida, and the Frozen Four continues later in sports. Alex Egan talks with UND players about their title matchup. Up next, liftoff. Despite winds, what these students were up to today.